Welcome back to the Azores, where we are still island hopping and exploring the archipelago. Today, we will take the ferry for the first time, because it would be silly to fly 7 kilometers to the next island, Pico. Although the waters here are the calmest in all of the Azores, we felt quite a bit of rocking of the ferry. It is good that the distance is short and the views from the ferry are truly impressive. The new island welcomes us cloudy and windy. The name Pico translates from Portuguese as peak. Coming up with a name was not difficult because from afar, from other surrounding islands, the highest peak of this island is clearly visible. This is the magnificent Pico volcano. It is usually covered in clouds, like today, so my wish to climb the highest mountain in Portugal will not be fulfilled. Pico is also called the Black Island because it seems that the lava that once flowed here abundantly was stopped only by the ocean, leaving behind only black volcanic rock.
Joy in who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with.
Although it is warm outside, the view here is quite harsh, and the ocean winds also contribute to this. Because of this, it is very surprising how people manage to live here and even once flourish. The locals invented a great way to grow grapes in this volcanic soil. It turns out that the grapes only needed to be fenced off from the winds and from the seawater, and there was plenty of building material everywhere. So, fences were built from volcanic black rock, which also raised the temperature because such rock warms up very well from the sun. Over the course of several centuries, the technique of growing grapes was developed and the island was covered with vast fields of such vineyards. These vineyards are even included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. They give the island even more strangeness and uniqueness. I don't know if you'll see such views anywhere else in the world, so we spent quite a bit of time in those vineyards. Not only fences for grapes are built from those black rocks, but also everything else. Both houses, churches, and other buildings. Here you can even find entire towns built from this rock. Of course, other colors are also mixed in, or rather white and red. The combination of black and red is very suitable here. It turns out that there is a lot of greenery on the island, and if the sky is blue, the environment gradually becomes less gray and harsh. And indeed, the island, surprised with its versatility, it is quite large and different. Returning to the vineyards, tasting the wines here is definitely a must, and you can taste them in the wineries. We are not very big wine experts, but we know that Azorean wines are highly valued in America and Europe. And the Russian Tsar once ordered large quantities of wine from Pico, because Pico wines can reach up to 20% alcohol by natural fermentation. It is not for nothing that one of the wines was named after the Tsar. Grape growing once greatly boosted the island's economy, but whaling also once brought very tangible profits. Now you can only get acquainted with this in whaling museums, where tools, boats, and various products made of whale teeth are exhibited. Drawings on sperm whale teeth were especially popular. The island is still full of whale-watching towers, from which it was possible to watch when a whale passed the islands. Then, at the signal, other islanders would abandon their usual work and jump into boats. The island still has such piers on the coast, where whales were pulled ashore. While driving around the island, Pico finally appeared, but after a few minutes it was covered in clouds again.
Your love is like hard medicine. There's nothing better than you, my dear, when you're next to me. Or hard medicine. There's nothing better than you. And then it explodes. Your love is like.
As we climb higher towards the middle of the island towards the volcano, it gets a little cooler and we have to pull on our jackets. The relief of the island gradually opens up. It is clear that the island was formed not only from the Pico volcano. The entire surface of the island is like covered with pimples. Wherever you turn, you can see smaller and larger volcanoes. Here you can find a lot of volcanic caves and rocks. There are even over 80 of them. Sometimes you have to be more careful because you can fall into them. And some are very deep. You can't even see the bottom. Once upon a time, lava flowed from them, but now the volcanic activity of the island is very low. Maybe only in a couple of places it sometimes smokes. Even small lakes have formed in the craters of some volcanoes. And of course, how without cows? It is said that there are fewer of them here compared to other Azores islands, but we met a lot of them. They walk and run around freely and enjoy life among the beautiful landscapes of the island. We have already visited the island, but we have not seen a single factory or smoking chimney yet. Maybe it is true when it's said that the pollution on the islands is one of the lowest in the world. Islands are over 1,000 kilometers away from the continents, and there is absolutely nothing around, only the ocean. The island's landscape is very diverse. In some places there are still preserved and forested areas. And along the coast, the weather is warming up again. Recently, we wore jackets and sweaters. And now we're getting ready to swim in natural volcanic rock pools. This is the only way to swim on this island because there are no sandy beaches here. The entire coastline of the island is rocky and black, but very beautiful. Those black houses and red details go very well. As if on purpose that morning, when we had to take the ferry from Pico Island, the weather completely improved. The wind died down, only a few clouds remained in the sky. There was a great desire to climb Mount Pico, especially since the climb starts from halfway up the mountain, and there is only about 1,000 meters of ascent left. But that's our travel plan. 2 days on one island, and now we've booked tickets to another island, which is already on the American tectonic plate and is considered the most beautiful island in the Azores. We're looking forward to seeing what we'll see there. See you next time. And don't forget to travel, because once you've tasted travel, you can't stop.